Hey, good evening.
I really enjoyed that song.
Yeah.
It was nice.
That was so soothing. I'm ready to go to sleep. So good night, everybody. No, welcome everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Come Waste Your Time with this guy, Dave D.
I do that a lot.
Starting off spicy. This is why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. So
I love you.
I should thank the audience and catching a window into the personal hell that these two have to deal with every single day. How are you all doing this evening, this night?
I think I'm glad that we're doing this episode on camera because I'm definitely clipping "Welcome to Come Waste Your Time with this guy." I do that a lot.
I'm sorry. It just was a good opportunity.
Hey, that's why we're here. I'm so proud of you, legitimately, but I'm also crying inside.
Thank
That's
you.
how it goes. Like, keep doing that. But, because, it's great. It's great. It's great.
Anyway,
So
hey
guys.
guys.
So anyone who's watching at any time, welcome. Anyone who's listening at any time, check it out live next. You just got to telegraph our moves. Hopefully other live versions of this podcast will be announced, but sometimes it's not fun to announce them because it's more cool to be spontaneous.
Yeah.
But anyway, how are you guys doing this evening?
I'm doing great.
It's hot.
It's so hot.
Hope everyone's got some sort of cooling device. Ben is typing away. You can see the vibration of a screen.
That's
Kind of
funny.
stuff you get on the live versions.
Yes.
Oh, he was typing that in real time.
Amazing.
So cool.
Ben, how are you?
How are you doing, man?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm all right.
Sames.
Same.
The vibe that you just said that, sames.
Tomorrow is 1 month until the Washington County Fair, which is pretty
great
cool.
For you.
Which is pretty cool.
That's
Woohoo.
awesome. Woohoo indeed.
Oh, I haven't told anybody that yet.
Oh, well, here it is.
No, let's save it. We'll save it.
Okay, never mind.
Save it.
Never mind. By the time this comes out,
For a second, I was like, wait. Oh, classic.
Thank you, Julie Baldini, for the like.
Hey. Thank you so much.
Dave, when I say the names of people, so all right. Well, first of all, we're not doing a music stream this week,
right?
So sorry to disappoint, Mrs. DeAngelis.
And probably no one else.
No, that's not true. But I know that her least favorite part of those streams is us talking. Well, this one is just all of us talking. But we're not doing a music stream this week. Instead, we're doing Come Waste Your Time. Dave, this is the third episode of the new version of Come Waste Your Time with Dave DeAngelis. Why don't you tell people what it's about real quickly?
Oh, it's quite simply just I've never said this before. This is so stupid, but it's a celebration of
I don't know what the next words out of your mouth are. I don't know what the next words out of your mouth are going to be, but I love it. It's a celebration of what?
Listen, it's a celebration of the fact that and the idea that there is nothing better in this world. You can do all these things in life, and that's so important, and experiences are just so incredible. I'm not knocking anything, but this is a celebration of when it comes right down to it, there might be nothing better in this world than just wasting your time with people that you care about. And wasting your time is said in the most loving, positive way. It is not a negative connotation. It is literally like family members, close friends, romantic relationships. Sometimes there's nothing better than just being together, talking, spending time, making each other laugh. That's what this is. a celebration
I would have
of that
I
idea.
would have blown up balloons. I didn't know it was a party.
Well, you know, next time
I have the Woodard like party box.
the party box. Yeah,
It's
What
hard
is
to
the
tell.
Woodard? What is
It's
the
not
Woodard
really.
party
I just
box?
called it that. It's not even just the Woodard party box.
Is it
I just-
something that was? Yeah, is it something that was
No, I just didn't
handed
wanna say
down from
every
generation to generation?
No, I just didn't want to say every last name right now because that'd be ridiculous. I just my general.
we're all changing our names to Woodard just to change, just to not confuse.
Anyway, I would have hung streamers. It usually includes a banner, streamers,
Couple
balloons.
It's the
some
basic
like
package.
hanging things, and then it's the.
Actually, it's the
Is it a
deluxe-
holiday or a birthday? Great. Here's what you get.
It's
And they're the same colors. I just alternate them.
we just haven't ran out.
Yeah, and I'll leave some colors out depending on the theme. Anyway,
The deluxe
I'm
package would
sorry.
require us to purchase extra things, so it costs extra.
had I known this was a celebration,
I didn't mean like a party. I
I
meant
know.
the podcast.
I didn't mean to ruin your joke.
Ugh.
I mean, it wasn't a joke. Your actual like
I was trying to be
sweet
sincere.
sentiment. I'm sorry. I did love that.
It's also based on a Fish song called Waste, which the chorus, the main part of the chorus says, "Come waste your time with me." And it's said in a very positive way.
Absolutely. That is enough of explaining the point of the show. The point of the show is that there's no point to the show. We're just gonna all hang out together.
So please,
inc-
please
inc-
join us.
including
You
you.
did the friends thing.
I did. I Cox Arquetted us.
Do you know that?
Do you know that, Allie?
When Corny Cox married David Arquette, she was Corny Cox Arquette.
Yeah.
But on Friends, they had to change her title in the credit sequence. So in one of the first episodes, every single person, including the creators at the end and the opening titles,
Oh my god, I
said
did know this.
their name was Cox Arquette.
Yes, that's really funny.
Jennifer Aniston
actually.
Cox Arquette. Or Arquette, maybe. They might have just added Arquette.
I do remember that.
They
now.
did. They hyphened Arquette to
Yeah,
everybody's
it was
name.
Jennifer Aniston Arquette.
Yep,
Matthew Perry Arquette.
Yeah.
that was funny. I do remember that.
The two creators at the end though got me the most. I didn't expect that one. Marta Kaufman Arquette. Is that one of them?
Yeah.
I don't know the guy's name.
Jeff? No.
Pull it
I don't
out of your
know.
ass. Anyway,
The
so
point is,
what did you want to talk about?
oh, I don't literally nothing. So, what you guys have some exciting you've done some exciting stuff the last couple of days. You watched the movie Luca.
Oh yeah, we
I
watched
was like,
Luca.
what if we?
What the fuck
And-
are you talking about?
You watched the movie Luca, and now you've made your lighting in your office so that it looks like you're underwater.
Oh, that's rude. It's a nice blue.
It is a nice blue.
I'm
And
gonna end the night with All Eyes on Me.
are you?
No.
Don't grab the webcam again because that really like messed
Oh,
with
we
me.
switched it out.
Yeah, we didn't like
If
it.
at best I could close you, close the laptop. But
What did you think of Luca? I feel like we don't watch as many children's movies as you would think that we would with a 6-year-old in the house.
I think we've watched most of them at this point. No,
he's
Are you guys watching movies without me?
he's preferred TV shows up until this year almost. He's enjoyed a movie here and then, but,
yeah, but
he
he's
does
just now
not-
starting to like.
He's just now starting to actually like make it through a sitting of a full movie
Yeah,
and actually pay attention.
yeah. Luca, I felt like him and Dave tried to watch it recently when I was busy, and it did not go so well. So I heard.
He just quit. He just
Yeah.
literally was like, "I'm done," and I was like, "Lame." He was like, "Yeah, I don't care. I want to wait." I was like, "All right." That's it.
Yeah.
It just ended.
So he saw part of it, but then like
He
even
saw like a quarter of it.
so when we watched it, and by the way, Ben, you also saw Luca.
I did. Yeah, no, I was there.
He did not see Luca.
But
He
I
was
saw Luca.
working.
No,
was-
that is not true. That is not true.
actually, most of the time I looked over, he was fully paying attention.
I
Oh,
was
you
fully
weren't there
paying
the first
attention.
time. Never mind. You're talking about yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, he was fine.
Yeah. I was
I
just
was
saying
there
that
and I
like,
was fully paying
You
attention.
made me think that he was actually
Jackasses.
there the
No.
first time
no,
that I
I
watched
meant
it.
when
Yesterday.
and Brayden, even though he had seen the beginning of it, whether he was paying attention or not, he started to like recall things and stuff. And maybe that even helped him get more invested into it. But he was doing
Totally.
that thing where like because I wanted to watch it, he was like not interested. So every time I would be like, hey, let's watch Luca, he'd be like, nah, you can just watch it like when I'm busy or something. And I'm like, no, that's not the point. Like, I want to watch it with you. So he finally was like, okay, fine. I'm not really going to watch it. And I was like, okay. And we all talked about having a movie day separately. Everyone was like, hey, it's rainy. We should have a movie day. And so he eventually was like, fine, I'll watch a little bit. And then he got super into it and he followed the whole thing. And I was like, there you go. You're getting it. It's like following the whole movie.
He's been following movie, like, remember when we tried to watch Brave a couple months ago?
Yeah.
And he was super into it until he got very scared of the bear.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely has followed plots, but I'm just saying he's like interested like in the whole thing. I
Right.
don't know.
What did you think of Luca though? Both of you.
It was great.
I loved it.
How many what about at the end of the movie? The three of us are crying. And Brayden goes, I'm the only one that hasn't cried. I haven't. You cried like, and Allie, you were like, I cried like 5 times. And he was like, Ben probably cried like 12 times.
I was like, I definitely cried a lot more.
You were both
I was like,
crying.
but yeah, we were both.
I didn't cry.
You didn't? cry?
You
No.
told him that you had cried during the movie. So did you lie to a child, Dave?
I was bawling
Um,
multiple times.
I think if I was paying more attention, I would have cried,
Right.
but I was distracted.
Right.
And in traffic?
Yeah, I didn't hear it when the earthquake happened.
I really like the JP Sax album. Side note,
Okay,
it's a good album.
We just
It is.
listened to a JP Sax song tonight.
yeah.
Oh, what's the name of that girl?
Oh yeah, let's get her name out.
Maisie
Maisie Peters.
Peters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how she's not being anything. She's
We're gonna
having
give her
her
the Dave D bump.
exactly. She's having her first album release under Ed Sheeran's label called Gingerbread Man Records.
That's just funny.
It's a great name. So if anyone hasn't heard of him, E.D. Sheeran,
And how do you
he's a
spell
good
that?
kid. What'd you say?
I said, and how do you spell that?
Sheeran.
Thank you.
S.H. Sheeran.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Ben, what did you think of Luca?
Are we really still talking about Luca?
I don't know.
Oh man,
Never
no,
went to
I
see
loved it.
Luca.
I loved it. Dave, you did an Ed Sheeran tribute night last Saturday.
I did.
What
So,
did you? Where's the graphic? It's still on here somewhere.
No, we're good.
What did you think of the Ed Sheeran tribute night?
It was fun. Once I actually did it. The night before, it was a dress rehearsal that was not supposed to be a dress rehearsal, and it went very poorly. And I kind of thought I wouldn't play music anymore or something.
Like ever?
Yeah, like I just would quit now.
It looked amazing.
Because I suck.
You
It
did
looked
not
good.
suck. It was great.
It was bad. My performance was about 70 times better the live stream night than the night before. And that was probably on me. It's probably on me in my head. But the actual live stream I thought went very well and it was fun.
This is unusable footage from the night before. Looked great. It sounded great.
But look at my face. I'm like,
Yeah,
kill
you're
me,
so
kill
miserable.
me,
And this,
kill
by
me.
the way, this is a clip that I knew was safe.
Like, I hate
This is just a clip
Yeah, I
of you
don't like it.
singing. Yeah, this is just a clip of you singing, not afterwards. But
Me staring out into space, just seeing all my fucking failures manifesting in front of me.
so
I love you. Don't be ashamed of me.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
so both of you are creative, and Allie's a photographer for anybody that doesn't know that, and
if you don't, now you do.
absolutely, and
She's getting out
yeah,
there. She's making the press tours this
Oh
week.
my god, stop it.
I'm so proud of you.
Stop it.
you were
Talk
on
about-
three you were on
Okay,
3
don't
shows
talk
this
about it.
week.
Okay,
All right, 4 now. All right, cool. Man, sorry.
Wait.
She's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
she's
Oh
gonna
my
start
god, I
posting on
forgot
TikTok.
about No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You start posting on that thing.
Who am I? I don't know.
Who are you? You're a business bitch. What do they call them? Like I'm like I get a
I
good.
missed the straw.
This is going well.
Right. Anyway.
What
Enough
are
about
you
me.
thinking of?
You're
Dave?
like out there. You're doing it.
I'm trying.
You're entrepreneuring it. No, seriously. You've had a like a turning point of sorts. Not trying to make anything dramatic, but just literally you've just said the like words and felt the sentiment of like, yeah, I gotta get out there a little more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You talk about it, not me. Sorry. I just
I
mean, I
no,
wasn't
you're
trying to make
right.
it into a huge thing. But
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know, it
I'm
was
just
something.
trying to, and it's also something that's like super like out of my comfort zone. And if I'm asked to be on something, the only reason I'm saying no is because I'm like, ooh, that's a self-conscious thing. So no thanks. And I feel like that's not. I gotta just get over that and like do it because it is a positive thing. It's hard though.
I agree.
I get that. That's actually what I wanted to talk about, right? So, so both of you do creative things, but how difficult do you find it being to like put yourself out there? Obviously, you're doing it a little bit right now, but like the stakes of this, what we're doing right now with this live podcast, with however many people watching is nothing. Like there's no stakes. Like
Right.
the worst case scenario, like we all like think that we said something stupid and we delete it from the internet immediately. but
Except for all the people who are recording this because it's so
exactly, yeah.
fascinating.
Thousands of screen recordings happening that will haunt us forever.
But like how difficult is it for you to put yourself out there? Like Dave, when you were recording stuff for the Ed Sheeran night and decided to scrap it and do it all live and like beating yourself up over every tiny little imperfection. Allie, when you're like hesitating putting stuff out there because of being self-conscious about certain things, like how difficult is it for you guys to put yourself out there, especially with the creative side of what you're doing?
I don't like it. But like earlier, like when Niemeyer asked me to be on a show for this morning, he asked me yesterday, and I was like, literally, if I say no, like I can't even come up with a good. It's just me being like nervous and like afraid to like expose myself. I don't know. I know not in a weird way. I mean, like being vulnerable and like being like open and
having
like,
an interview in a public setting is very vulnerable.
Yeah.
In and of itself.
I was like, I don't even feel like I have, and this is just says a lot about me, but like that I don't have that much to like talk about or like, I don't mean to say like offer because that sounds really terrible about myself.
She just paused for so long going, don't say offer. And then you're like, that's all I got.
But like, it's hard to like think that, but then it's like, well, this is a really nice experience actually. And like, it's a really positive thing. And it, I don't know.
You just kind of answered my issues, which is funny. Because my issues are, it's very hard for me because while I know that it's important, it's hard for me to get past like, does this even matter? But you just answered that.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is important to get out there, and you also just said like, and it's fun, and it's the self-conscious stuff isn't important.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like out of the last few things, and not that like I've done this often at all, or like I have experience, but the last week, like I did a few things, and I like was like, I don't have any negative experience about any of those that I could really that can really back my terrible thoughts up, you know? Like it's just been like good stuff, and I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's not as bad as you think it's gonna be.
It's uncomfortable and weird and like not super like I don't know. It's hard to like do it, but it's like, oh, it makes sense and it's like for good reason, and it also is like just beneficial all around, I guess.
So that's you putting yourself out there. Right, like going on these shows and talking about
Yeah.
what you do. But like do you get anxious or cautious about like putting out your
Creative.
photography?
Yeah.
Like
For
posting your
sure.
photography on at Allie Woody at Allie Woody
Who?
at Allie Woodard Photo.
Can you just
Allie
fix
Woody
that
Fody.
to the correct one, please? Allie Woody. No, please don't.
Allie Woody Fody.
I agonize over what I post. But I don't know. Part of me is just like throughout the winter I didn't at all because I wasn't doing anything. Really?
But did you post?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
No.
Because I was like
no.
because I was like, I don't know, I'm not really doing anything, and like what am I feel like there's such a like pressure when you do a social media post of like the correct content and the correct algorithm and the correct like it just is like, oh my god, I don't even know. I just want to put something out there that I like and hopefully other people like it. I don't know.
You are describing all art,
I know.
but that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of
'Cause-
what I don't really try too hard as far as like what do I think is going to draw attention. I know that's how you get business. I understand that. But as far as like sharing on like Instagram, like I don't know. I don't adhere to like a certain 9 square thing. I guess it doesn't matter anymore with Instagram, but you know.
Oh, Instagram's not even about.
Oh, you mean
photos
like
anymore.
the
The
thing that
video app,
photographers do where
Instagram?
you're making
Your whole feed be like cohesive in like
that's
I mean
such bullshit. Like
Wait, you
it's
guys are
cool.
talking about the video app, Instagram. Right?
yeah, the not photo sharing app.
No, they don't do photos.
But I mean, like, yeah, it's cool, and it's really cool if like your grid looks perfect.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
very
And-
aesthetically
like,
pleasing.
It's cool and impressive
And
and
especially with, like,
whatever.
If you want to go like hard on your branding or like and that's totally cool. And I do actually appreciate seeing that. I just like for me, I'm like, I don't think that much into like that image. And maybe that I don't know.
No, you're good.
I just
You
pick
don't need to.
Yeah.
Who is that for? So, like, yes, that's for people that will go to your profile and then look at it as a whole, and then like, ooh, cool,
Oh, for
like
sure, yeah.
she put it together well. But like, is that gonna sell someone on you like more than just a single piece of content or an overall like
Right.
comprehensive like, God, these photos are beautiful, or like, you know, look like she, for example, like this morning on the This Week in Westerly show with Mike Niemeyer, you were talking about, or he was talking about the family photos that you took for him, and like I know how emotional of an experience that was for you and how like rewarding it was.
To be honest, I wish I gushed more on that on the show.
Well,
I'll just say
gush,
that.
gush away, but gush away here if you want, but but like, if you shared an appropriate level of how that made you feel in the
Right.
caption of a beautiful photo of their family, that's going to matter because it's going to show people who you are.
It's not
And
going to matter if it's on Instagram. I'm just
it,
kidding.
it will
That bad boy
matter.
in a video.
It will matter so much fucking more
Make that bad boy a
than
reel.
someone. It will matter so much more than someone looking at it and going like, she has a perfectly curated grid.
No, I know. Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
for sure.
But Dave, what about you? Like, how do you feel? I know that like recently you've been making reels and TikToks a little bit, like, and I
Got
know
a
how you
text
feel
from
because
my
you
sister.
yell at me like once a month about how stupid social media is.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about like putting yourself out there? Because Allie's only been doing this for like 4 years or so. You've been doing this literally like since you were
Wow.
born.
First of all, I just got a text from my sister that popped up that said, "Are y'all not singing?" So there you go.
I wonder if she only sees half of the
We
screen.
are bullshitting.
That's funny. Anyway, this is a podcast. Come on now. um, I c- I hate it, but I don't hate it, but I hate it. I hate doing it. The social media, the putting yourself out there. I don't like myself that much, which hurts me, hinders me a lot. Um, it's hard for me to feel like the self-worth meter is usually kind of low anyway, so when I'm doing like creative things, it's hard for me to even think that it's a little bit good.
Yeah.
Putting yourself out on social media is like that turned up. Is like that turned up to 10. Because you're really putting yourself out there. Doing a live stream of music is one thing, but like posting clips on social is like, I'm here, and like it's like, please don't hate me. Like, strangers or people that I know, please don't hate me.
Right. And there's a level of going like, I think this was good. And that's
Yeah.
vulnerable. Anytime that you do that for yourself. Like you know what I mean, Allie, like I thought this photo, I think that I think this photo really represents what I do. Or I think this clip from this song really represents what I do. Like that's vulnerable as shit.
And if you don't, and if you're just like, this amused me at the moment, will people think that I think this is just like the end all be all? Like, people get it? It's funny. I think that's kind of like writing, though. Like, it's the same in a way. It's like, I'm afraid to write my original music because I'm really afraid that it's gonna really suck. That the taste gap will be too wide. That people will either think that what I wrote was good and it's not, or I will be like, yeah, I like this, and people will be like, you suck at this. I don't know. I also think people think, as far as the original music goes, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but like, it's kind of the same thing about putting myself out there. It's like, I don't know. I've been known that I'm the guy with a really good singing voice, supposedly. Cool, that's great. What if he tries to write music and it's garbage? So it's like, why don't you just go back to singing people's music who have good songs? At least that's all the stuff that I'm thinking about myself.
So
I'm definitely projecting all that.
okay, have you ever sang a song that like people were like, that was fucking terrible?
Yeah.
You did a shit job on that.
Oh, no.
Even
No.
if people were like, maybe that's not the right song for you. Has anyone ever been like, I don't like you fucking suck, Dave?
I don't think so. Maybe a few times, yeah.
Has anybody even ever really? Okay. Has anybody even
Possible.
ever said like, nah, not your best?
If you're I mean, to help your point, I assume I'll just say not that often.
But like other than like somebody trying to give you like constructive criticism that you're learning from or something other than
No, it's
that.
been
Like
pretty positive.
right.
Usually.
Allie, has anybody ever looked at one of your photos and said that they were terrible and you should stop?
No, not yet.
And that's this side of the screen right here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Also, Antonella said we were mean. So,
We're all mean?
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, so like neither of you have ever gotten like a real negative reaction from anything that you've ever done
From other people.
from
Not
other
from us.
people,
Not from like ourselves.
but from yourselves.
Right.
But Allie, are you generally happy with the photos that you take, or are you very self-critical?
Generally happy.
I think lately, especially, you've
Yeah.
started to become a lot more happy with them.
Yeah, I
Not
feel
that-
like that was kind of a big thing for me recently too. Not that I wasn't happy with them before, but like
Right.
I was feeling like I was transferring like a thought to a
She has
like a result.
narrowed that taste gap.
For sure.
You really enjoyed what you've been doing so far, but you've been saying like, I'm at the point that it's literally like what I was thinking of.
Yeah, we have to explain the taste gap because you've said it like 5 times now.
Oh, if you don't know what the taste gap is, we'll explain it to you.
Yeah.
It's a piece by Ira Glass from famously This American Life, and he's speaking on for creative people, there's a significant taste gap when you get started. Literally anything that you can think of. There's an idea in your head usually of what is ideal and is what you're really going for. And like it or not, chances are you probably can't get it right away. For like a musician, you probably can't write the level of music that you would really like to. For a photographer, you probably can't get the quality of shots and photos that you want. But the goal here is to just constantly keep doing it and improving. And the real hardest part of this is narrowing that taste and ability gap.
Because the difficult thing is the difficult thing is that when you get into it because you have taste, because you like.
Most likely, yeah, you have this taste.
You have the taste, you know what you like, and then you know that what you're creating does not live up to what you like.
You have all these people that you idolize, these people that you are like, that's the kind of art I want to make. And then you're like, I'm going to try it. And you're like, I can't do that. And you're like, that's where a lot of people quit. And honestly, it's like, I don't know. I haven't not quit, but I haven't like tried because of the same reasons.
Yeah. So Allie, yeah, I completely agree that like
Allie has made a lot of strides narrowing that.
Yeah, Allie is like you're able to, and can you comment on this yourself? You're able to do what's in your head physically and like get the end result of what you wanted to begin with, right?
It's not that's a very new thing for me. It happened a couple times. Like recently though, we had this conversation about it and I don't even remember what specific shoot it was, but I came home and was just like, I feel like I had an idea in my head of what I was going for, and I left saying, I don't think I got it. Oh, it was I was doing a save the date photo. Basically, it was a family session, like a blended family. But the intention was for one of the photos to be used for a save the date, and there was a specific image in mind. And I was working with like my best friend who was going to then take that photo of the her family member and make it into a save the date, and there was going to be like text on it, and there was going to be like it needed to be a certain way for the idea to work. So to me, that put a lot of pressure on it, and I was nervous about it. And then I left being like, I don't even know if I got it. Like, all right, let's see. And then I came home and looked through them and was like, wow, actually, like there are a bunch of different options for this. And like I feel like I was able to put that into the image. And then after that, that kept happening for the next couple of shoots. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And not every photo or every idea that's been in my head, but like overall, I feel like it started to like click a little, I guess.
Yeah.
I was long winded.
No, it wasn't long-winded. It was really eloquently said. Carrie says, is that because we are our own worst critics? We are hardest on ourselves, but when we present our work, often the audience sees something completely different.
Yeah,
Perspective. Yeah, for sure.
I agree on that. And I 1000% agree that we're our own worst critics. Biggest critics, excuse me. Or worst.
Either or. Yeah, I think that's exactly like nobody else thinks as hard about you as you think that they do, as you think about like, we're all pretty judgy people. Like in a sense, like everybody's probably way more judgy than they would like to be.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, like you don't spend a lot of time looking at the people that you know that are earnestly trying to do something and are pretty good at it and like tearing them down in your mind and judging every single thing that they do.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
You're most likely just saying, good for them for doing stuff.
Or like, shit, I really like that thing that they do. And like, how come
Yeah.
I can't do that? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't do that at all. I don't know anything about that.
I can think of 3 musicians that we are friends with that you, Dave, specifically go, I wish I could write like him.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could play like him. And I wish I had the work ethic. This was before COVID. And I wish I had the work ethic to go out and gig as much as him. For those 3 people who
Should
are
have really idolized some female musicians. I feel like an asshole.
our friends.
Actually, now that I said that, I can think of plenty of female musicians that I was like, oh my God, the work ethic and getting out there is like, I'm disgustingly behind.
Yep. And there are other female musicians who nail their songs every single time that you're like, see, that's perfection. Like I'm not necessarily there. And all the time. And like so that's the thing. Like you're judging yourself based on what you see in glimpses of other people, and you're judging yourself based on what you think is like their perfection. And when you're spending so much time putting together your Instagram feed, Allie, like other photographers in the area that like are at a similar level than you will go like, how come she could do that well and I didn't do that well? And God, I suck. You know? And like they're not thinking about you, like they're not going like, she really didn't get her grid together. She
Right.
didn't she doesn't know what she's doing. Carrie says, judgment is a strange thing. When we think we are judging others, we are really just judging ourselves.
For sure.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep. I also have a hard time with this. Not to the level probably that the 2 of you do with putting myself out there, but like that has been a
God, are we fucking joking our asses right now? I made a joke this morning of that. I think you have a goal to just trick people into thinking that they're watching something new, and then you show up. They're like,
That's a-
oh wow, it's another live stream. Cool. Oh, this is nice. It's about like Westerly, and there's Ben Barber. Okay, cool.
Okay, first of
course
all, that
it
is
is.
not
And
that is
on
not
camera.
necessarily by choice. That is not necessarily by choice.
Yeah, because you know why? Because you've made it so that everyone who hires you is like, and you'll be on my show all the time, right? Like everyone else.
I've tried to take a step back
And you'll be
from that.
like, no. And then soon enough, you're like, so it was all me.
It was
Anyway,
all
I'm the
me.
co-host now. I don't know. Whatever.
Um,
Seems like I have a hard time getting myself out there. Even though every live stream is like, and I'm here.
but that was like trial by fire. Like I was not nearly as comfortable with that a year ago.
Yeah, but you just did it.
Yeah,
And that's
because
something
everybody
that you do really well. You do just
like
go
I
for
was
it.
super nervous the first time that the governor, who was not the governor then, was like, and you're gonna ask the questions from the people. We're gonna do a show and people are gonna have questions for their small businesses because we're in the beginning of COVID and everything's gone to hell. And we want to do this show where we're gonna give people a voice, and you're gonna be that voice. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And he was like, well, you're gonna do it. You're good. You're all right. We're gonna go. And yeah, like the church, they call me on the show all the time. Like, so I did it a little bit and then people made me do it.
Right.
Carrie, I love that you're joining the conversation so much. That statement wasn't finished. Flow, being able to create in flow, it allows us to create without judgment. Does anyone have any an experience of being in such a flow state that the creation comes and we love the experience and the product?
I was gonna say, I'm sure you have plenty of those moments, I would think.
Yeah.
Like just being in it.
If I'm in a project that is going well, it feels like a shot of adrenaline, and you feel like you're actually in a flow. You feel like you're actually like being carried by the ideas and
Or even like I assume like on stage too, or like being in a song
well,
and like
yes.
music too. Or being like thrilled with how like recently on my time hop, and I don't know if this was as good of an experience for you. I know in the moment, I think you were like frustrated about something. We were at the vineyard and you were singing Start Wearing Purple, and you came out to the front of the stage and you just like went for it, and like everyone was like, oh shit. And I just felt like in that moment, maybe I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, I felt like you just like dove right into it.
What's funny is that you're right, because like most of those moments I'm so upset. So
But
it's
that's a
not
great like
I
outlet
was
of
just gonna
like,
not
say
a positive thing at all.
that was the first gig after your dad died, right?
yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry for like whatever.
No, but there
I
is
just, like,
something to Dave, you being really upset and then going
yeah.
and doing something, because Halloween 2011 or 2012, you yeah, but no, because you're gonna remember,
I
because
know what you're
Halloween
talking
2011 or 2012, you were so miserable.
Yeah.
Like you were so upset. I don't remember what you were upset about. It doesn't matter, but you were so upset. Like you set up the show and then you went in your car, and like I had to come out to the car and talk to you, and you were
Cried a
like,
bunch.
you were crying and you were like, this is the worst thing. This is the worst thing.
Why
And I was
not?
like, you're just gonna go do it. Like that's what you're gonna do. And you went inside and you had like the best performance I've ever seen you have in your life.
That's not true.
It was damn close.
It was a good one, but
Well, I just meant like you dove into that
no, you're right.
like
All jokes
flow and like you really
flow.
like
The gecko. The gecko. No, I'm sorry.
Do you feel
All
like
jokes-
there's a way to tap into that flow, and how can you tap into it on demand?
That's a good question. I was gonna say, all jokes aside,
Also, hello, Dan Ploselli.
Hey, what's going on? All jokes aside, yes. When I even in times of frustration, what sometimes like in the times of frustration, it's like I need to do this or else like I'm really gonna lose it. So like I have to go full force into the creative flow.
Yeah.
And I get fully lost in the moment on stage. It is a release, clearly. Like especially in that video. I'm going like
Oh my
very
god, that's
it's
great.
very extra.
It's also just fun to like see the people's reactions in it too. Everyone's like, "Oh
Yeah,
my
because they're at like a
god,
cover band show at a vineyard, and this
it
dude's
was
coming
just
out as if
you."
it's
Oh
like
no, it
a.
was Mike
There
though.
was not just me
I know. I'm sorry.
because I took the mic off the stand and
Right.
everything, and I'm just like addressing the crowd. It becomes like Broadway show style, which is where I'm most comfortable anyway. So
Is
why
it?
wouldn't I just pretty much? Yeah, theater's a lot easier for me. Um, Clearly, considering I had massive anxiety doing bar shows when I wasn't when I was the only person, it was all on me, and it wasn't like there was no form to it. It was the scariest.
Also, I feel like with theater, you're legit acting, so you're like completely
Yeah,
like
at no point
removed
am
from
I.
being
Even if I was doing a variety show, it's like I'm Dave, and you're at my show.
right.
Not like you're 5 feet away from me drinking a beer, and you're like, "Play Sweet Caroline." I can't do that again. But like literally, it's hard to be do Sweet
I'm
Caroline.
sorry, I just thought of them.
Ba ba ba. No,
Yeah,
it's
but-
really hard to be yourself,
yeah.
literally, and like this literal space.
Yeah, your
Usually,
job. I mean, I know your job as a musician being on stage is also to like put on a performance, but it's you.
when it's not a show, when
Yeah.
it's literally just like
You're
do
in
whatever
charge
you
of
want
that.
over
Like,
there, go stand in that corner and play whatever you want,
yeah.
and you'll be done in 3 hours. Like it's tough to be like this is going well. I'm doing good. I'm handling it well. But no, yeah, and it's harder to get into that creative flow. It happens, but it's a lot easier when you're with somebody else, when it's a little more planned out, when you're more confident,
Yep.
so on and so
And
forth.
and that reminded me, like you being better at theater than you are at bar gigs, like comfortability wise. Anyway,
Yeah, I
is
could do it. It's just
yeah,
what am I
that
more
but that
comfortable?
reminds me, like, your joke about me like having to like get out there, and it's like I'm just tricking a bunch of people into thinking that they're watching different shows, and then like at some point during the show I pop up again.
It
It's
happens.
like that's so that's so much easier for me though. Like that's so much easier for me than to do my own, like, as soon as, like, I don't know, it's really easy to be on every week for Your Time to Thrive with Jason Stevenson, where we're like at any point I can go, all right, cool, go
Yeah.
ahead. Or like it's a structure and I have to be there for him, and whatever. And then the same thing with Food for Thought for Christ Church, and the lieutenant governor shows, the governor shows, like all of those things. It's easier. This show for you, um, it's easier than going like, all right, I got to do the 5 minute show now, and I got to think of who the guest is going to be, and I have to talk. Or there were other things that I wanted to do, like a podcast called Chapter 2, which was like little essays that I wrote. Like those, if you look at it, like those, that shit does not get done by me,
Well,
and
yeah, you work on yourself last.
right. But I think I think that it's definitely like the hesitation of putting yourself out there,
Absolutely.
as much as it is like the lack of self-care and putting yourself first.
I think it's both for everybody.
But that being said, tapping into the flow on demand. Allie, do you got anything for that?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like during certain photo sessions, there have been times where everyone's just in, and that kind of builds like a trust, I think, between like me and the people, whoever I'm photographing. And like if everyone's like confident in whatever is going on, that can like spark a little bit of creativity flow of just, I don't know, like getting into it in a different way, I guess. Like that sounds weird. I don't know.
No,
Like,
No,
but
completely.
like,
what you said was really true. Like everyone needs to be in.
yeah, if everyone's in, then like it just
Even this-
really all of a sudden it's like, okay, cool. Like we can do something weird or different or risky, or it might not even work, but like we could try because everyone's down. And I think that's a unique relationship. I mean, as a photographer with clients, you have to have to really, I don't know, everyone has to kind of be on the same wavelength, I think, for that, because I think there's times where you can be like, oh, I have this really creative idea, are you down to try it? And they're like, well, I'd rather not get my clothes wet, this is an expensive dress, or like I'd rather not go through that field because I don't want to get a tick. And that's fine, like totally cool. But like maybe those moments where people are like, yeah, let's just go for it, let's try it, that's when like cool stuff happens. But that relies on trust on both ends too, I think.
For Dave and I specifically, because we've done a lot of stuff together for 15 years and 16 years, and I think that there's a formula for Dave and I getting into a flow state of creativity, and here's what it is: organization plus an hour. Here's what I mean. Dave and I, if we sit down and go organization plus stress plus an hour. So if we like organize a time to work on something, we will sit down or we will try to do it, and we will wait an hour, like kicking it around, like beating around the bush of doing it. Then we will get extremely frustrated with each other. We will have a little mini blow up. We will go our own ways. And then we will come back about 10 minutes later, and Dave will have amazing ideas, and I will go, yeah, no, I'm in completely on this. And yeah, so that is for Dave and I personally. Like I've always felt since 2005 that you and I work best when we have an argument about the thing and we get both of our mutual frustration out of the angst of the fact that what we're about to do is vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, because like, and it happened literally, like it happened with the Ed Sheeran night. Yeah. It happened with the Ed Sheeran night, right? Like I was like, okay, cool. This is the thing. Like I think that things are simple, but I'm not often the one that has to do the thing. And then and vice versa. Like if Dave thinks that something is simple, but I'm not, like the other person will get in their head, or we'll both be in our head, and then we'll like disagree on it. And everything that comes out isn't like anger at the other person. It's like that fear around the thing that we're trying to make. And then after that fear, so it's like fear plus an hour. and then like we're in a flow and we're creative, and then like it's hard to get us to stop talking about the thing.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
agree with that?
Yeah. Roughly. Yeah. Makes sense.
What's the show that you loved working on the most for theater that we did together? Allie, you too.
Oh, so like 20 years ago? It's funny to talk about theater because it's like talking about like what you did as a kid.
It is. But we were adults. So what was your favorite one? We were adults. We're just old as shit now.
Okay, well, that's not true either, but time has passed is all I meant.
It has. And Alice Howell just liked our video. Hi, Alice, and I'm sorry I just swore because I feel weird now. That
I feel like it's easier to say the worst.
All right, what's the worst experience that you had?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's okay.
That's so
I
mean.
You have to say both then. You have to
What?
say. I said you have to say both. Then you can say the worst, but you do have to say the best, or at least the most memorable, or like most
Is the ones that we
rewarding.
did?
I mean, sure.
Can
Like,
it be like my senior year in high school?
yeah. Thanks, Alice.
Company was so bad.
Company was Company
It
was
was
the worst.
That
so
was so
disheartening.
upsetting for me too, because that's the one that I looked forward to the most and was so. I finally was like, I'm doing theater, guys. I'm in. It's one of my favorite shows. I have a part. I'm ready. I'm going to study my lines at the laundromat. Let's go. And then
New York, basically.
no one else met my energy with that show. And I was like,
It was a very disheartening experience.
I'm still going to give it my all, though.
You did. And you
I
nailed
did.
It.
And
You
I was
nailed
really proud of myself. No one else
I was
had
proud
the
of you.
same experience. And,
You know what though? It was worth it that you had the one positive experience.
For sure.
I
I'm
mean,
so-
you had to have one. It was like it was. I think Company was for Allie.
Thank
The
you.
only show that we ever did that I was
Only-
still paying off debts to like a year later.
I think it's funny though that Allie saw from the sidelines us doing theater, going, "I want to be a part of that."
Yeah, everything
And then
great. And
the
then
one show where she shined and was like, "That was great." Everyone else was like, "Meh, gross."
yeah,
I'm so sorry.
you don't have to
Timing,
be
huh?
sorry. Yeah, it's just I was really disappointed in myself for being self-conscious and not putting myself out there and telling myself like, nope, you can't do this, and why would you? This is your sister's thing. Like, don't do it. But whoops,
Here we are.
I waited too long.
No.
No, but
Yeah, I would say Company was my least favorite show that we ever did. It's my favorite show that we ever did,
Yeah.
probably like
The show.
the show itself, not the show that we did, not the like performance of it,
Production.
yeah,
but the
the actual real
the
like
show.
I would love to have another at bat at that
like Sondheim's
at some
company.
point.
Sondheim's Company. Godspell was good.
Godspell was great to be a part of. Thank God I was at least there at almost every rehearsal.
Grease was tough. Grease was one of the worst. If it wasn't for Company,
Grease was really weird because it was the year after Godspell, and Godspell was like this family experience.
Yeah.
It was like
And it
we're
wasn't-
all it was like we're all roughly the same age. We're all like hanging out together. We're all like it really was
Godspell, so it's hard not to like.
it was literally like a community. And then we did Grease.
Yeah, but
And
it also
it-
did well. Like financially, people came. It was well received.
And everyone seemed to have a good experience. Like literally everyone seemed to.
It was a really well
Yeah.
received thing, and the town liked it. It was cool.
And then we did Grease. And Grease felt like we were 45-year-old teachers at a school. Grease immediately, like one summer later,
It was like, what happened?
it was like, oh, we're the old people now. Like,
Yeah,
it was very, which was, I mean, we weren't. We were like, I wasn't even 21 yet.
right.
But yeah, it was rough. It was rough. And it was like a decent show. Like, if that was like a high school production of Grease, it would have been like, yeah, it was good.
That's fine.
It was all right. But like for us, it was like, oh man, why did we try to like do a traditional stage musical on a traditional stage with like the lighting cues and all of
August.
the yeah, it was so like and it wasn't any time, as a matter of fact, this is speaking of the creative flow, like I had the most fun. I have the most fun with restrictions. Like, I love when we don't have the ability to do something the way that we want to, like the way that it like should be done or traditionally done or whatever. So like we have to come up with something. Like those ridiculous cabarets that we did at the Bradford Citizens Club. This like little social club that, not to be confused with the Bradford Social Club, but this little social club where there's like a little bar and a dance floor and everybody's in banquet chairs. And we just set up lights and like everything was done in the round because we did it on the dance floor, which was just like this little like party floor. And it was like, how do we block these numbers? What?
Not a big dance floor, but there we were. That was the stage in the middle of the room. And we would come out of the kitchen.
And those shows
the
flowed well.
Yeah, they were great little cabarets.
They really were.
It's really fun that I got to use that kitchen as like an actual kitchen for my parties and then as a dressing room.
Right, because all of your family parties.
I was like, I made meatballs in here and also put on Spanx under my dress.
Which you needed, according to one of the. No, you did not, by the way. That is an inside joke.
It's okay.
That was an inside joke. I wasn't saying anything. She looked dynamite in that production. You really did. Very tan. Very spray tan.
Oh yeah, I think that was a spray tan.
It was definitely a spray tan. It was orange.
Yeah. That was around prom, wasn't it?
But that was but honestly it was around prom. It was around prom, and every young woman had a spray tan. A spray tan at that time.
Oh yeah.
Like not a real tan.
For sure.
Spray
We have a comment, Alice Howell. It seems like I missed quite a bit of work you guys did in the past. I loved all the performances that your father did at the high school. He was a master of getting the kids to perform well.
He really was. Very inspirational to all of us in that way. You didn't miss too much, but
no,
we did some really cool stuff.
But
it's hard to keep that going. And I think we had a question. Do we still do theater? No, but we want to, because anyone who did theater who doesn't probably wants to do it again, and we are absolutely no exceptions. And we might again. We always say that because why wouldn't we say that? Hopefully, I got a couple of 2-person shows that I'd be interested in. Last 5 years.
Oh my God, yes.
Come on, Daddy Longlegs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Get somebody on the phone or something. I'll do it.
Who am I getting on the phone? Megan McGinnis?
You be the freaking director, man. You cast
get Megan McGinnis for us, okay?
Oh, yeah. Or Sharon Scott.
For the last 5 years. We'll
That'd
get Megan
great.
McGinnis for the last 5 years.
I'd be down.
It'd be such a pretty sounding Kathy.
It would be.
She'd be so sad, though. She'd make me feel bad. You would not be on my side.
No.
Nobody would like
if
me.
she was playing.
If she was Kathy, they'd be like, You are a monster, Dave. And I wouldn't even need to play it like a douche. I could play it like a good person. They'd be like, she is a sweetheart. You are an asshole.
That's true.
You got to pick someone who's a little more.
Will you do a night of Broadway songs for your music live streams?
I would love to. I got to get a pianist, though, because I can't swing my own accompaniment for Broadway songs. I just can't do it.
You can't.
You did a nice job with that one song on piano last week.
Yeah. Well, and that's a great example of why I need someone.
I thought it was wonderful.
Seriously, dude, don't do that, because that's the one part that got flagged.
I know, because the original version of the song is just a piano.
But yeah, I mean, Broadway has.
It'd be hilarious to like 0.1 second of your stream has been blocked.
How dare you? No, If I could get an accompanist to do it with me, it would be really fun because we could do almost anything. That's the other thing. It's limiting. I don't want it to be limiting. When it's Broadway, I want to do
Yeah,
whatever I want to do.
that'd be fun.
Key changes are crazy. You can't do everything on guitar, and there's no way I would get away with any of it on karaoke unless it was like taking it. I'm taking it down right after it's streamed. You know, could we do that? Could we read a play and then just be like, it's not available for replay? I wonder, like, when they did that for like Stars in the House, if they actually like got a deal going for that, or if they just took it down. Who knows? Well, we definitely wouldn't make a dime off of it. Maybe we'll donate to charity if we raise some money. No, I'm serious. I'm always down to do a charity to avoid legality for the fun of doing something.
I agree with that.
Because I'm not trying to make money on this stuff. I just want to do something cool. That's all
No,
I mean.
yeah.
If
I
I'm trying to make money, we'll do a real like arrangement. But like it'd be fun to read a play and then take it down because it's not cool to keep it up. We'll raise
this
some
is
money. I don't know.
this is an interesting question that I missed a little bit earlier. As artists, photographers, actors, musicians, are you able to disconnect into the flow of creativity and feel almost out of reality, dragging the participants in, but being in a totally different space and letting that just come through you? That reminds me, I started my day by watching a video by John Green where he talked about a Wes Anderson quote, which is "I'm not even here right now. I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming." And he said that he always thinks about that when he's writing, or like the first year that he was doing Vlog Brothers, and he was like everything that he did, everything that he thought about was focused on making new videos for his YouTube channel and how cool it was and etc. And he was like, anytime that I'm in that flow state, I think I'm not even here right now. I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And like, do you get that? Do you get in the space? Because I know that I do, right? Like I know that I get into a fog where I'm not even listening to what you guys are saying because I'm in my own head and I'm thinking about the like ideas that I have.
We're
Do you
admitting
have that? What, Allie?
Are you gonna say you're doing that right now?
No, I said, oh, you're admitting it.
Can I have a sip of that?
Of what?
The beer,
Yeah,
please?
I have a bunch of like glasses.
Please and thank you. Also, yes, copyright issues is the exact issues for doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yes.
I get into like a foggy creative. I don't
Foggy
know.
anxiety.
Last week.
I
No,
get
last
through a
week.
lot.
Last week.
Tunnel vision.
Last week, Allie was
What happened last week?
What I do?
editing. She was editing all day long.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
it
yeah, I
was-
had to get them done.
yeah, no,
I
you
mean, I
didn't just
I
you
didn't have
didn't
a
just have to
deadline,
get them done. You did not just have to get them done.
Editing
started editing-
photos, videos, and music is like a video game. Once you are in, you are in.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't know why I'm thinking like the strictly like shooting process. I'm not thinking editing process right now. Actually, yeah. No, you're right.
Or even like, I mean, even not that. Like when you were so excited, like we talked about this recently, you and I, on something. The gap of when you started to be a photographer, you were like, hey, Dave and Ben, maybe you can like, answer some of my questions or something. And we were like, yeah, we have cameras and we've like done video, but we're not photographers. And you were like, well, what's this? And we were like, no, you do this. And then like within a week, you were saying stuff that sounded like a foreign language to us. And and you just became like a machine for learning everything that you could about this. And I think that during that entire period you were sort of in Cheyenne.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, I get. I don't know why I was like thinking of it in one specific like box of like what that meant. But no, yeah, I've done that.
Approved.
Dave, do you get in that state?
I don't know. It's hard for me too. I think if I do, it's probably something that I haven't done in a while. Something that I would remember doing in the past.
You used to with me, like when we were like still in high school planning like the cast list for 12 Angry Men and everything that we were going to do, and you would spend hours doing that.
I do that when I get like into when it's like about nothing. When I want to do this like interesting project that I just thought of doing. Like I organized the spice rack yesterday.
Did you wait? What?
You haven't looked in the pantry. You went in there. How did
I
you?
did. I didn't go in the pantry today.
Oh well, you should.
Okay.
Yeah. Laid them all out. Checked all the labels.
I mean, I can definitely get in the zone.
Found the multiples. Yeah, we just talked about getting in the zone in general.
Sure.
If I start putzing, it's all over.
She starts putzing around the house.
I start doing one thing and cleaning and then doing this. And then like 3 hours later, I'm like, I haven't sat down or eaten. I don't know what I'm doing.
Creatively, no. I haven't gotten into that zone in a very long time. I'm capable of it, but it's kind of foreign to me at this point.
You know, I don't know. Like, so the Bo Burnham special came out. And obviously, like, it was amazing. And we could talk about that at length. But you got very hyper focused on the idea of being creative around that. And I feel like you had a ton of creative ideas. And again, like it was something, speaking of this, like it was something that meant nothing, right? Like it was as dangerous, as risky as like reorganizing the spice rack to you, as far as like how real it was. And you were able to fully immerse yourself in the zone for that.
Yeah, I started to like, I don't know. I started to think that like I needed to learn the music as if I was going to perform it or something. I don't know what that means for me. Nothing good, I'm sure. Like just in case I was asked by someone, like, "Can you perform this?" I'd be like, yeah, I know it. I got it.
Like, sure, people are gonna be knocking on the door, like, "Hey, do you know all of Bo Burnham's inside?" You're like, "Yeah, actually."
You said that in an inflection. Do you know all of Bo Burnham's inside? Like his insides? Yeah, I know everything that's going on in there. I've given him an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. I know everything that's going on inside there. Do you know Bo Burnham's insides? Do you know all of Bo Burnham's insides?
Sorry, that's not what I meant.
I know Bo Burnham's inside.
Oh
no.
She all right?
No, she took a big sigh. Well,
anyway, but
yeah, I don't know what that means. But I did get into the zone for sure of learning that music, and I don't know why, but it did bring me joy.
I have an idea about it. I think it's what we elaborated on earlier. Like fear blocks flow. Yes. So like when it's something that you're not afraid of because it's wildly fanciful, highly unrealistic, you're able to like get in that zone.
Had anyone asked you to learn all of that, you would be like, absolutely not. I can't do that. No way.
That's true.
Right?
That's very true. I'd be like, nah, I'm good. I can't. Or I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. And then I'd be like, I'll do it later.
I never say no to one of those ideas when you get on it. I'm always like, yep, let's do it.
Of course.
You should learn everything.
No, because we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Was she like, I'm gonna go to bed?
She's like,
no, I wasn't gonna go to bed. I was just gonna go.
Don't step out.
I would be right back.
We're gonna end it.
Okay. I didn't want to be rude. I'm also not trying to wrap it up. I'm gonna go to bed.
Anyway,
Good night.
bye. Done.
No, I just needed. All right. Anyway.
We're just going a little long.
Yeah.
This has been really interesting and fun, though.
I like this. Thank you, Carrie, and
Yeah.
Alice,
Seriously.
and Crystal. You too.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
This was nice.
Dan, and all the people that liked it.
Yeah.
Lovey and Alice and Dan and Kim and Marion and Taylor, and a lot of names that I don't know, which is always a lot of fun.
And anyone who's watching or listening later.
Yes,
We appreciate
absolutely.
you.
So this is going to be a podcast mostly.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you're gonna.
Sometimes we'll
if
do
you-
it live, but
Yeah. When we're feeling froggy. But mostly you're gonna have to like subscribe to this on Apple or Spotify or something.
yeah.
Anyway.
But it'll be here. It'll be fun. It'll be just like this, but you won't be able to see us all the time.
One last thing. I realized right before we started what we said we were going to talk about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to remind you guys because it was late and I didn't want to get scared before bed. But we have to, and let's record this when Braden's at his dad's this week. The like unsolved mysteries.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna scare me before bed.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not-
it's definitely gonna scare me before
Do you
bed.
think they're gonna bother me that night?
It's definitely gonna scare me before bed. So I didn't want to
Well,
do
we'll
it.
do it
tonight.
during the day.
Oh my
then.
god, we absolutely have to do that. That needs to happen.
But I have to pick a couple and like brush up on my
Yeah,
facts,
yeah.
you know. So
Me too.
we'll do some research.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Love
All
it.
right.
Yeah, this ended up being incredibly insightful and much less of a waste of time than was anticipated.
Hey.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't actually waste my time. And I feel like this was actually beneficial and meaningful. So we'll try again next time.
Yes. Guys, post more.
We'll
okay.
try again
I
next
lo-
time
I
and
love
do
it.
a
Waste our
shittier
time.
job. I'm fine with it being insightful, guys.
I was kidding. Also, when you explained like the positive way of waste your time, I just wanted to say that's definitely what I meant at the beginning when I said all I do is waste my time with you.
Oh. Well, on that note, thank you, Allie. Thank you, Ben. Thank you all. We appreciate you. We will see you next time. Have a great night or whenever you're listening to this. Thanks,
Have a good
guys.
night, guys.
Bye.